Hello friends, my name is Dr. Rahul Malushte. I am a homeopath and a holistic healer. I am also an animal communicator. Have you wondered if birds, trees and plants and animals can talk? And if they could talk, what would they tell us? Well, most of you who have pets may have experienced that your pets are able to communicate with you through the sounds and through their behavior. But what if we could learn their language? What if we could talk in their language? What if we could understand their language? Is that possible? Yes, it is possible. For thousands of years, humans have lived in harmony with nature. Tribals and shamans have understood animals and worshipped them as their animal guides. If we are able to understand nature, we will be able to understand animals and their language. Have you seen birds flying in a flock? How do they manage that? Have you seen animals hunting together, communicate with each other and making a successful hunt? Have you seen dolphins communicate with each other underwater? Yes, animals do communicate with each other, and so can we communicate with them. How is that possible? Well, shamans have been doing this for ages. Shamanic practice tells us that all that is one. All that exists in nature has a spirit, and all of us are connected. If all of us are connected, then it's very easy to communicate with each other. How is that possible? Well, there is a science called as telepathy. All of us are intuitively telepathic in nature, just that we have forgotten this ability. If we are able to connect with this ability of ours, then perhaps it is possible to communicate with animals through telepathy. And that is what telepathic animal communication is all about. Well, what happens is we use certain medium of communication. Some people are verbal or auditory. Some people are visual, they can see. Some people are kinesthetic. And these are the mediums of receiving messages from animals. And if we are able to connect through these mediums, then we are able to receive and understand the language of that animal. What happens in a telepathic animal communication is we receive either a photograph or we are able to interact in person with an animal. Once we do that, we connect with our telepathic abilities, and that is what allows us to receive messages from these animals. Animals are very intuitive. They know and they will help us in this process of communication by understanding our medium of communication. How does telepathic animal communication help us? In what way does it benefit us? Well, there are so many things, so many ways in which telepathic animal communication can be useful. The first and most important thing is we can understand our pets. What are they trying to tell us? Animals are our mirrors, so they help us understand ourselves better. Most animals are very wise and highly evolved beings who have incarnated in this animal form, and they can give us some very important messages for our life. Of course, as a doctor, as a veterinarian, one can understand the symptoms of the animal and can treat the animal in a more effective way. If you are a rescue worker, then you can understand the distress and the difficulty which that animal has passed through. If you are a nature lover, whenever you go out in nature, you can communicate with wild animals. There have been times where we have invited animals to show themselves so that we can enjoy their beauty. Of course, if we understand that all of us are one, and if animals are a part of the circle of life, then telepathic animal communication can help us live life in a more richer way, in a way that we can live in harmony with nature.